evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gibby and
Izzy Tang over here.
we're here to cast a best of three between Lyra and BYoneFive. BY meaning BanYoshi. In the top right corner, we have BYoneFive. And in the bottom left, Lyra.
Lyra here is actually, I believe this is his first run here at the tournament.
Oh, first to land.
Yeah, first here, and then a fellow Terran player, because we only have one other one here.
Usually you are a very rare breed, but no, there's three now.
We're monoplying the way the human race intended for it.
You guys are actually Zerg. You're actually bugs multiplying. But it looks like with this game so far, we got BanYoshi. He's going for his classic Forge first, and he's doing a cannon rush. He's trying to get a pylon up in Lyra's main. And
yep, we got an appropriate response here. SCV's being pulled off to take care of that pylon.
It looks like this isn't a full-on cannon rush because he didn't bring a second crow anywhere.
Oh, we got a second one on the bottom.
Oh, there
wait
it
on
is.
the same guy.
Looks like it's fully stopped though, and hopefully
there we go. Yeah,
it's gonna have a backup plan. Lyra was fully prepared for the cannon rush.
He had heard through the grapevine that BYone over here is an exclusive cannon rusher.
It's one of the first things you learn coming to GameArena. There's a infamous cannon rusher in this arena.
And interesting, he put a gateway here instead of a pylon as part of his wall.
Yeah, he just needs to block that off.
And he's letting it. Looks like he's going to let it finish. He's probably going to pump some zealots out of there.
I can't believe he's still going for it. I would have abandoned the idea of cannon rush, but he seems confident. Maybe he just couldn't change his plans, you know.
Yeah, because this is full on committed on both sides. Both the workers all being pulled off and.
Yeah, that
cannon's going down. Will this one finish? Is going to cancel it? No, get the cancel.
He has been. The workers have been pulled from the line for so long that, you know, it's not necessarily an uneven game, and unless
might be uneven because we got a Reaper coming across.
Yeah,
look, we have the defensive cannon right in the center coming down.
In terms of supply, yeah, Lyra did a good job holding. And
he's going to need 3 because this backing is still exposed. But there's a nice wall over here. You won't be able to get too close.
Yeah. Yeah, BYoneFive, his biggest problem right now is tech. He's really far behind in tech. Even though Lyra never got a second base up, Lyra's going to be able to probably mass a good amount of units and make a timing attack pretty soon.
All things considered, I think they're both in pretty decent shape. I don't think this isn't anybody's game just yet. I think the question is, what will we see the Protoss switch into once this cannon rush is fully done with?
He hasn't even started researching warp gate yet. He's building, the cybernetics core is finished, but he's not researching it. So part of me feels like he's going to go straight to start gate. Oh no, there we go.
Researching. Just enough holding that there to get a stalker out, probably for defensive purposes.
He did have to build 2 cannons in his main, though. That was pretty costly. Whereas Lyra, she didn't really have to waste money on anything extra, and she also has mules, so even though worker counts look about even, Lyra is actually up by every mule is worth about 3 workers. So
definitely always great to catch up on, like dropping the mule hammer and getting that money.
Hopefully Lyra saves some mules for when she's attacking and adds a little flair and BM to her game by dropping them on the opponent when she's about to win. That's what I feel is going to happen. See, the natural base is, 3/4 the way done, whereas BYoneFive. Are we going to call him BYone or BanYoshi? Which one do you call him?
I guess I'd do BYone.
BYone. he hasn't even built his natural yet. He's extremely far behind.
Definitely far in the economic tab. Not impossible to catch up, but it's not looking in his favor at the moment. That was good. It was a good call to have that stalker over there to delay that bunker. Because now you can see he's not pulling over, or Lyra's not pulling over the SCVs just yet. Drop a couple mules.
I was actually hoping for a second that maybe BYone is going to go for a Dark Shrine, because that's the famous Protoss motto. One behind, Dark Shrine. But right now, Lyra is building the engineering base, so she's probably definitely going to have turrets in no time.
At the very least, 2 orbital commands give you extra scans. So,
Yeah.
up there comes the engineering bay. So yeah, I expect to see a few turrets here and there.
Lyra's got the bunker in the natural, so it's extra safe. On top of having the extra base.
Looks
to
like
have
we have
that
a little bit of a
fortified
timing
base.
attack coming here. I'm sure Lyra's probably taking care of the natural. This would be a good time for Protoss to expand, but it hasn't happened yet. So I think we'll just see a little bit of harass and then back over to home. Oh, look at this though.
Oh man,
Look at that.
what a
That
play.
went undetected.
Even we missed that.
Nice.
What a sneaky guy.
The
BYone.
observers don't see it coming. You know it's sneaky.
This was the move he needed, and I wonder if he knew that Lyra was halfway across the map, because
That was impeccable. You couldn't ask for better timing. Now Lyra has to bring all those forces all the way back, lose mining time. This is a huge pull on them.
alright, the units are almost back. Lyra hasn't lost a ton yet. The only thing that was lost mostly was the workers not mining, but he ran them away so that he didn't lose too many. He's still in the lead in the workers, but these stalkers, nothing can take care of them right now. There's not enough cyclones, and the Marines get
There's
out.
some solid micro over here, pulling them inside the warp prism and then warping some more in.
Lyra pulling the boys to fight, and it
This is
looks
it.
like the warp prism micro might be too much. Yep, 20 army supply for the Protoss and 6 army supply for the Terran. This is, oh my gosh, I made the worst prediction earlier ever.
That couldn't have been more critical though. Yeah, and at this point it's just snowballing. Yeah, I got the Zealots coming in.
The question is, what type of Terran is Lyra? Is he going to lift up his buildings and fly them to the corners of the map? Or will he leave at a prompt time?
Oh, there's the answer. GG. Game 1. Alright, that was an interesting play, because for a little while, the Protoss looked like he had the advantage, and then it was just the perfect play at the perfect time. Almost like a blind counter in a way.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I don't know if he read him. We should have been watching his vision to see if he noticed that the Terran was moving away from his base, because that was what won it. If the Terran would have seen the warp prism coming across the map, he would have just sniped it. Had the Marines waiting and sniped it.
I think it's one of those things where BYone has just done some of these cannon rushes that he knew there'd be a push around that time and waited to the exact moment. Solid play though, and obviously definitely paid off. Next up we got Ephemeron. There we go. Map 2. Let's see if our fellows are ready.
Lyra might need a few minutes.
Come back and everything. Maybe take a little bit of a break, but I think we're going to go into our next game here. And this is a best of 3, so we're at 1-0. We'll see if either ties up or maybe we get a clean win by 1. And the interesting thing is that pretty much always BYone will cannon rush. We expect to see the same kind of play again. Might with some, maybe some slight variations.
Definitely. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be a cannon rush.
All right, in our bottom right, we got the Terran defending another cannon rush.
There goes
Lyra.
the probe.
And there's the probe that's going to cause all the headaches here in a second. But top left, we got our Master, I believe Master 1. Oh, is it Master 3? Cannon Rusher here, by 1.
Let's see what he does with this probe. It looks like he's going for a similar thing where he tries to get
Back it up to high ground.
cannons up on the high ground.
Very similar response. We got 4 SCVs. Trying to take care of the pylon. Which, by the way, it takes exactly 3 SCVs to take care of a pylon that's just been put.
That's a cannon. The pylon has slightly more health, I believe.
Oh,
than
okay.
its
That's
master,
why
so-
it's 4. Okay.
I don't even. Yeah, and obviously 4 doesn't. He pulled 4 right up.
Yeah, and it
almost
still
right away, and
didn't.
it
Okay, so it must
kill
like be 5.
Cannons take a little more, but yeah, that's for cannons. If a cannon's building, you attack it with 3 workers right away. It'll kill it before it finishes.
Before it finishes. Okay.
But it looks like BYone got the little wall up at the top, forcing all the
there's the
SCVs
wall.
to be pulled.
We got about 4 in each of those. So definitely 1 or 2 of those will finish. So there's the first cannon.
Oh, little micro trick. You build the cannon in there, it
Oh,
forces
he
the probe
squeezed
out.
right out.
Oh, it looks like Lyra's going to stop it again, I believe.
Yeah, this might be get shut down. We got, getting that first Marine is critical in protecting it. All right, now he's gonna get the surface area to get that 1 cannon. Oh,
I
got
think
the
this
cancel.
is even a cleaner hold than
Yeah,
last
this
time.
completely shut down. I
Marine-
think we may see this turn into a straight macro game at this point.
Yeah. Marines do more DPS than Reapers, so last time he built a Reaper first, and it took a little longer to kill the cannon rush, but I believe because he got Marines first, it was easier.
And you can
Now-
pump them out a little bit faster. I believe Marines come out in like 17 seconds.
Yeah, and they don't cost gas, so
True. Yeah. Yep.
it's really nice.
There we go. We got the
Take
defensive
note.
cannons coming up. 3 this time.
He's expecting quick counterattack. Quick counterattack, it looks like.
Gonna CV scouting for proxies.
Well, let's go back to the Protoss main. Let's see what he's chrono boosting. He's chrono boosting the Stalker out, so yeah, he's.
Yep,
He
because
is
then
really
you can
scary.
kite the Marines with it. Interesting to go after just that pylon and not maybe come around here and take care of those the workers.
Well, if you look, yeah, he outranges he can't get hit by the cannons if he's just
Oh yeah, right there.
killing
Yeah.
that pylon. But now the Stalker drives him away, and Stalkers are pretty good against Marines, and when it's 1-on-3 or 1-on-4 Marines, usually.
And you can't kite them since they do run faster. They have +1 range on them.
Exactly.
So good choice there for taking care of that in Marine harass. There seems like we're going to the standard game. Just see more Marines, some tanks. Yeah, essentially going to probably be a 2-1-1 from our Terran player.
And it looks like BYone is going for something very similar to last game. We'll see if he goes for mass Stalkers again.
Yeah, we got a Robo coming up. Now, I would be surprised if we see the exact same play again, because I would expect our Terran player to
Looks
maybe
like Lyra's about to scout his base, the Protoss base, and see there's no expansion yet from the Protoss. I bet Lyra his alarms are raised in his head. He's probably thinking, okay, here comes Stalkers again. Lyra is probably not going to leave his base this time.
In fact, he's not even building his other command center, so.
One thing a lot of Terrans like to do is build one of their supply depots in the corner of their base to scout if there's you see all that, yeah.
Right there, yep.
That spot he doesn't have vision of. If you had a supply depot over there, it'd be really nice to see a warp prism coming in.
Or at least maybe an occasional, just take one of these Marines and pop them over there. Because if you can if you can get an early scout on what person coming in, that can make or break a game. You can get units over there, you can get bunkers, tanks set up.
Yep. Oh, and it looks like Lyra is supply blocked right now. That's not very good. Is it? Does he have a? Yep, the supply depot's almost done.
Yep. And again, I agree with you. I think just placing that one over here would add a lot more value for that supply depot, just to take care of any potential drops. But check this out. We do have a defensive cannon right there.
A tank.
Yeah, or yeah, so, the Terran version of a cannon. You know, cannons that can move.
Yeah, I would much rather have siege tank. Let's call it the cannon. What is he gonna do with it? Oh, you know, that was pretty risky for him to unsiege the tank. I would have. I think it might have been. It was a close call. It was. I guess he probably knows better. It was smart for him to pull the Marines forward and try and snipe the warp prism.
Either way, if you had to do it, that was the right window. Like, there's a tiny little window where there's a little bit of indecision on the Protoss.
He's looking for.
Yeah, expansion. Yeah, taking that out.
He's like, oh, this is a little different than the last game. You knew what my backup plan was, but look, he has an expansion ready.
Yeah, Protoss is expanding. So
this is some mind games right here. Maybe BYone really wasn't planning to win with this stalker push again. He just feigned it.
Also, check this out. The level of mind games are interesting because Protoss over here is actually scouting for maybe like a ninja base.
Yeah.
Since he's denying an expansion here.
Oh, watch that battle. Looks like. Oh, he might have killed 2 stalkers, I believe. But BYone good micro gets away with most of his stuff. But he does see those Marines and tanks moving out.
So now he's going back home. He's gonna probably set up here. Yeah, we got some zealots coming out.
Charge is only halfway done. If that's not done by the time the tanks get there, that can be problematic.
And I don't think it's being chronoed, so I think this is actually good timing for Lyra to come in. You have 2 tanks.
Gotta be careful with your tanks, though. All right, nice job. Doesn't get him caught off guard. This is looking not very good. Not good for BYone, and good for Lyra.
I guess, yeah, in that case, good is it's relative in this case.
It's good for the longevity of the series. Because Lyra is, if he loses this game, he loses the best of 3. So this is...
Needs to turn this around and make it, tie it up.
Really
we
good.
have an Immortal coming in. That's going to clean up the tanks real fast.
Oh, man, yeah, Immortal's destroyed. Oh, he saves 1 tank, though.
Still nice micro up the Immortal. That was a good idea.
He switched to building Marauders. That was genius because Stalkers are not good versus Marauders. This looks like game.
He's going to probably try to use that high ground, but I would expect to see a drop here in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yep.
Oh, be careful, though, because...
Could get sniped.
In backing up, Lyra decides to just go back and play safe.
I think that's a good call, to just be proud of the work you've done, go back home, and
yeah,
behind that.
Lyra's economy is much better than BYone, so it's very smart for him to not attack too quickly. Be patient, and he should be fine. It's 86 to 35 supply. I mean, it would be a miracle for the Protoss to come back right now.
Of course, BYone knows perfectly what's coming.
Mineral field depleted.
Will he prepare for that? I don't think he has a good response to this. I mean, a couple of zealots, and I think he's just going to pull back.
Yeah, 50 army supply to 13 right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good. If he loses expansion, I think that's going to be game over. Yeah. Those troops certainly hadn't paid for that extra Nexus just yet.
Nexus goes down.
Yep. I think.
And now he can patiently. If he didn't want to, he didn't have to move up that ramp. But since he knows there's such a little amount of units, he's going to keep putting on pressure.
Yeah, I think it's smart. At this point, just stay back, play safe. You know that he's got plenty of resources, tons of SCVs, tons of Emil's coming down. Definitely a good spot to be. I think with a couple tanks and maybe a Viking or two, you know, just to get the high ground vision.
Yep.
This will be GG here soon. And the reinforcements. Oh, okay. This is an interesting choice.
BYone is microing his heart out right now, but there's not much left he can do. There's only so much shields on those units and more prisoners. Marauders can't shoot up, but here comes some Marines.
Oh, and we have the GG. Alright. Well, Lyra learned a bit from the first one of the cannon rush and shut that down almost textbook style. It was absolutely solid. So with that, we're going to go to round 3, the last one in this one. The last match, or map in this matchup, is going to be Acropolis. Or Acropolis. This is a super fun match. Alright, we're back here for the last in the matchup. It's currently tied up here. BYone and Lyra. Super fun match. I think we're gonna see if our players are ready.
This is currently the last game of the winners quarterfinals. The winner goes on to play Schnitzel in the winners semifinals.
Actually, that'll be fun because he's actually I believe a rank 100 GM.
Wow, I didn't know
player.
that. I knew he's GM, but he's rank 100.
Remember, there's only 200 in all of North America, so that's it's quite a treat to have somebody here like that.
I almost beat him, so I might be rank 101.
There you go.
Don't know.
just outside.
But here we go. In the game 3 of this epic Protoss versus Terran battle, in the bottom right, it is Lyra.
And in the top left are classic cannon rusher over here, going for probably a third. We have BYone. And you can see, yep, already got the probe. I must respect his dedication to his craft.
And look at this very smart move by the Terran player, just hiding his SCV in that spot.
Sneaky little SCV right there. Let's see if we can take a look at him. There he is. Very similar response. Got 4 SCVs being pulled to take care of that pylon.
To be honest, I'm surprised BYone is going for the same exact type of rush. I'm surprised he didn't go for the pressure where he builds the cannons outside of the natural.
Yeah, no, and after that last clean shutdown, you think that'd be a smart move to just commit to denying the expansion and then try to win via macro game. And even with cannons down here in the natural, you can still actually throw down gateways, a robo, and a Stargate, so you can still back that up.
But it looks like he does have a different plan this time.
This is different. This is a mind game. Look at this, because I think BYone only put enough pylons to make him think that the cannon rush was being another all in.
Oh, and sadly for Lyra, he's going for his second unit is a Marine instead of a Reaper. I feel like a Reaper would have been better because
Absolutely,
there's
yeah.
nothing on the other side of the map to defend.
Not to mention the scouting information you'll get. But we do have, we do have an SCV.
Yeah,
So
the
scout
Reaper
is
would
there.
absolutely destroy these probes right now,
Yes.
though. Cybernetics score just finishing. Let's see what his plan is. What's his next building going to be?
Stalker. Yep, Chrono Boost and Stalker.
Most Protoss do Chrono Boost their first Stalker just because, yeah, usually the Reaper gets there and you have nothing to deal with it, so they need to Chrono Boost that to get it out.
Yeah, to get that range. Especially if you don't have any cannons going down. But I do want to take a moment and note that at no point was that cannon rush ever going to happen because there is no forge.
Yep,
That was fully a fake out.
it was. And Lyra recognized that, it looks like, and decided
Yep.
to make his own natural and
Bunker. He knows he's going to be safe and everything for a little while. Especially after seeing this expansion here. Got a little scout in here for those ninja bases.
Proxy Stargates, I believe, also.
Oh, true.
are
Yeah, I
what
guess.
he's
Yeah, you're
scouting
right. Yeah.
for. Because Protoss will often play Proxy Stargate in Oracle. Just to harass.
No
But
reason
this
to have a
Stalker
ninja
going
base.
into Lyra's natural. Just a poke and it moves away. Sees the bunker, can't do anything.
And even though Stalkers do outrange Marines, they do not outrange bunkers because they do get a +1 range.
Yep.
There, so no need to engage just yet.
Supplies are pretty much even.
I gotta admit, this is probably the most standard game I think I've seen with BYone. You know?
Yeah.
No real cannon rush. Like this is a pretty true StarCraft 2 game we got going. So this is what it's like.
Does it make you sad at all to not see cannons?
It does a little bit because there's something exciting about seeing cannons, being put down when I'm not part of the conversation and all.
Yeah.
It's a different story if I'm the one receiving the cannons. Oh, that's unfortunate. We got to cancel on. Looked like it was probably a reactor.
It's hard to tell what kind of tech Lyra wants to build towards. Oh, it looks like it's going to be bio. Because he landed that barracks on the tech lab. He's researching STEM.
Getting STEM over there. Getting a reactor, which is gonna presumably go on another barracks, or actually probably go on the starport.
He went Viking first. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was going in autopilot, thinking he was playing Zerg. But you know what? I guess it is really good against War Prism. They have huge range, and he can just have that patrol outside his main.
Yeah, super useful. You can patrol. You can also scout around for like a third, and it's pretty common with the Viking. But I definitely agree. I think also a Liberator would have been a good play there to send that and harass that natural a little bit. I think Lyra is in a good spot right now. I don't think he has to worry about too much about all of this coming in.
He's definitely heading workers by about 10, if you include the mules. Arm supplies are even. He has the bunker. He's repairing it. This is looking like a good spot to hold for
Bringing
Lyra.
SCVs in just for good measure. I think that'll hold pretty well.
Yeah, Lyra was extremely well prepared for this. But,
Had the
attack.
SCVs in there prior to the attack. That was smart. Just to make sure that bunker does not go down at all costs. Because one thing to note is there are no tanks. No tanks coming. Let's see. There we go. Get this SCV back to work.
no third bases yet for either player. Charge is being researched in a Templar archives for the Protoss, so he's... Honestly, I think he's living on the prayer that he gets some good storms off. He's staying outside of Lyra's natural, just trying to contain him.
Make sure that
But pretty soon Lyra's going to be able to just take that army out.
smart move here too. We have an observer here at the other option for a third. So, yep, certainly no third coming down anytime soon. And I think this Marine here has a little bit of past trauma from,
All the Random
war
rushes.
prisons.
Oh.
Yeah, scouting here on the outskirts.
He's not experienced enough trauma from the observer yet, though, to be noticeable of those cloaked units. Good idea to try and drop in the main, but
yeah,
doesn't commit.
well, yeah, no commit won't happen. Just quick harass.
Luckily, he didn't start warping in.
Fortunately, we got one poor zealot just stuck here.
He wanted a balcony view.
This is what you get for wanting one of those luxury apartments.
He didn't realize he was buying an apartment in a war zone.
right off his enemy. When I really just want to see one of those widow mines just come here and probably be right in range.
Alright, though, this game goes on, and Lyra has a great lead against BYoneFive. You know, honestly, we didn't change the game score, but it is 1-1 right now. There we go.
There we go.
So this makes it that much more exciting.
You now know that it is 1-1, not a new fresh game. Alright.
Lyra going for an attack. He's going to see there's no third. And probably going to be happy about this.
There we go. Interesting to sacrifice a Cyclone, not a Marine. Usually you want to send a Marine up real quick just to see what's up there.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was an accident.
It's very easy to misclick when you're clicking around 200 times a minute.
Very interesting, though. He backs off. I don't know if it's because of what he saw at the natural wall, but
very likely. I mean, you figure you got, cannon, a couple shield batteries.
I think that bio could have taken this. Look at the army supply, 90 to 28.
Look
nice
at
micro.
this. What an interesting spot to put these widow mines.
Wow, look at this. This is what we call a pro gamer move.
That micro. Now, it's actually pretty common to do kind of micro with stalkers with blink, but I think it's next level to have Archons and warp prisons.
Yeah.
You have to get that timing just perfect. March back.
What we call flashy Protoss. He can do Stalker Warp Prison Micro or Archon Warp Prison Micro. It doesn't matter what units he has with that Warp Prison. Here we go, though.
That's a good engagement.
Let's see if he gets the Widow Mines burrowed.
Yeah, the Widow Mines are going to make a huge...
It did some good damage, I'm sure, to those Archons. Oh, man, this is...
Yeah, that's the
melting that
Archons. This is... That battle's lost.
Marines are so powerful when there's no splash really to take care of them. And only one Archon isn't going to be enough splash to take care of them.
This not looking good for a Protoss player. Yeah, there's only one cannon. Those shield batteries are pretty much useless without any units there. And he caught them right at that third. Yep, that's a GG. Alright. And our Terran player will take the match 3. And we'll move on to, I believe, the quarterfinals, correct?
The semifinals.
Semifinals. Alright, well...
Against Schnitzel. So it's going to be a TVT.
That, I believe, is a first here at GameArena. We've not had a